established, huh? Okay. What's in it, bro? Ready for the vibe, down? Got Santa Claus. Yeah. Back in the effect. Back in the effect tonight. 1/1/2026. Yeah. What's up? Oh. Yeah. Oh, 1050 watts. Oh, it says 175. It's gonna look like that. Yeah, it says that. 1050 W. 1050, okay. Ah. The journey of 2026 begins. Oh yeah, today, tonight, forever.
drinking. What's it all about? Yeah, somebody said they couldn't play bar chords. I could play chords in a bar. So it's D'Addario guitar pick. Isn't there like a super hot ass chick called, is her name Alexandra D'Addario? They always show her all the time, like this really banging ass hot dime super chick, you know, with like the perfect body and like really pretty face and everything. Banging tits, banging ass, and she's always like coming out of a pool or something. That's her name, Alexandra? I think Alexandra D'Addario. I don't know if she comes from this fortune, but this guitar music fortune, I don't know. Oh man. D'Addario USA? D'Addario. What D'Addario, I'm guessing Italian. That's just a guess though. I don't know. Could be Spanish. So there's 3 romantic languages. Or wait, there's 4, right? It's like French, Italian, Spanish, and then Romanian too, right? Yeah, I want to say. Some fun in the bedroom all day and all of the night. I should learn that song, huh? Is it really hard? The Kinks. 1 and 1, we're having some fun in the bedroom. 2 and 2, we're ready to screw. And it's like 3 and 3, I touched her pee-pee. Ooh 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 ooh. That's the dirty version that the kids would sing growing up in the 1980s. Actually, it's depressing. Because if growing up in the 80s as a kid was so great, then it could just be like a memory. And it would be like memory. It would just, that only that generation would remember. And only when you met your peers would you be able to talk about it. Like your childhood, going through the woods, riding your bicycle and all that stuff. And how awesome your childhood was and everything. But what makes it worse, actually, is that they have all this stuff on the internet that's like, why the 1980s was the greatest, or why Generation X had such a great childhood, and or why the millennials had such a wonderful childhood, and like, yeah, and I think it makes it worse when everybody's like, why do people say it was so great back in the old days? Like that's like pouring salt on a wound, you know? Like, that's not good. Yeah. When they make those videos, you know, and they're like, everything sucks now. It's like, yeah, those are depressing. Well, they do have a dope song called Everything Sucks. I never cared that much, and I never dared to touch it. But most of all, what really sucks is everything and all of us. And yeah, it's by Dope. Yeah, that's a very great video too. It's like, it's not normally my crowd, the Dope crowd. You know, sometimes those concerts can get pretty rough. You know, with those tattoo dudes and people with long hair, and you know that shit with the skulls and the fire breathing. You know, sometimes that crowd gets, you know, it's kind of hard to hang with that crowd sometimes. But if you kind of want a mellow musical experience, but that video is really cool. Yeah. That's a great song, Everything Sucks by Dope. Yeah, my friend was laughing at the cover. He had, before there was Spotify, you know, they had it's still going strong today. It's called Pandora. And that was like one of the first pay file sharing, that was legal sharing sites. And so he had, since he was a computer scientist, electrical engineer, he knew like, you know, all this like state-of-the-art stuff that would, you know, continue on. Not everything survived, but a lot of it that was really great, excellent, like Pandora did. Or somebody developed rival, you know, platforms like Spotify and so on. So Pandora was one of the first, like, pay to buy the files streaming music and the artists. And it wasn't like ripped off like Napster and Kazaa. So it wasn't ripping off the artist. It actually paid, you know, the artist, I believe. And it was one of the early, so I think you paid a subscription for it. So I was like, wow, look at all these like artists and all these bands. And then one of them, you know, kind of caught my friend and I's eye, and he showed it to me. It was Dope Throne, Electric Wizard. And it has a guy like, so it was Dope Throne, Electric Wizard. And I always remember it because it was like a dude on the cover, and he was like a demon. He has like horns coming out of his head, and he's like smoking a big fat spliff. And it has like a psychedelic background and everything. Dope Throne, Electric Wizard. The album's really good. Yeah, it's great. In fact. I don't usually listen to metal and psychedelic metal and black metal and all that, but my friend did a lot, so he kind of introduced me into these interesting bands. Opeth from Sweden. Death, Elation. Yeah. My friend Chris said, turn it off, because my friend Eric, he sent me this Opeth CD. It was Deliverance and I think it was called Deliverance and Damnation. And then he sent me Opeth live at, it was a DVD, live at Shepherd's Bush Empire. And Shepherd's Bush Empire is like a venue, like in, I think it's in England. Yeah, London perhaps, probably. So, Damnation is like the light record. And it's really slow and melodic, symphonic. Has a lot of atmospheric moods. It's really reflective and kind of melancholy and everything. And then they switch. They go, this is what Opeth really sounds like. And then Opeth usually doesn't sound commercial. They sound like really heavy. And so he goes, so before he introduces his heavy music, he goes, be ready to enter some kind of hell. That's when it starts. And he's like, and my friend Chris is like, it's too heavy, dude. It's too heavy. I thought it was hilarious though. Because you think you're listening to one type of music and then it kind of changes into something else. Yeah. Another metal band was called Sepultura. Yeah, that was an interesting one. Sepultura. So I was looking at the back at Sepultura at the name of their songs, and one was Politrix instead of Politics. I said Politrix, and then my friend Eric is like, well, he says, speaking of Politrix, it says Jasmine Crockett wishes me a happy new year, I swear to God. Yeah, because I live in Texas. She represents what? Like George Floyd's district or something? I don't know what district she represents, I'm just joking. But, speaking of Politrix, there's Jasmine Crockett right there on cue. Text doing the robo text. She's got a good gimmick, kind of like Jasmine Crockett. She's got a good gimmick. You know, the gimmick is like, I'm a young, sassy, independent black woman. Woo. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, she's got an angle, you know. Those white folk, they be racist. It's not bad. It's just not great. It's just kind of middling. It's not very clever. It's just kind of stupid. But yeah, so in Washington, D.C., my friend Eric's like, well, yeah, Politrix, yeah, laugh all you want, but are you prepared to do anything about it, though? And I was like, oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I could laugh at this, Politrix. It was a good pun, though, since I'm a wordsmith, since I'm a punster, I thought it was great. So I was like, the Politrix. And then I came up with Crucifist, and of course, Tabernacle. Yeah, my friend really liked Crucifist. Instead of like the crucifixion, the Crucifist. But I came up with Tabernacle. I really like that one. And then I came up with Genghis Blonde. He really liked that one. Yeah, instead of Genghis Khan, came up with Genghis Blonde. Oh, and then one of the songs was called, one of the Sepultura songs, the metal songs was called Border Wars. I thought that was funny. Now I don't think that's so funny, but back then I thought it was funny, Border Wars. For obvious reasons, I don't find that funny now, right? So what you find funny when you're like 20, is maybe you don't find always. It's still kind of funny, but not as funny as it once was, I guess you could say. I hope my mom didn't try to give the Salisbury TV dinner steak to the dogs. That's what. Happy New Year to you. Oh yeah, that's the happy birthday song, though. Happy New Year to you. So my friend had, like, in Washington, D.C., a Fender Stratocaster or something. He had been in bands since high school. So I didn't play shit. You know, I was just doing poetry and just singing and choir and stuff. I didn't really play a damn thing. And then he's like, oh, you play, man? You know, like, we're going to start a band or something. So, like, he had it plugged in, and I didn't know shit. I didn't know a chord or a fucking note. And So I went, and he was like, all right, man, all right. You don't know shit. And then he was like, turn it off. Yeah, it was bad. I thought that was kind of, you know what? Actually, I got my guitar after that, which is kind of funny. You know, I wish I would have done it earlier. It's just, I guess there's also like a sort of, there's a kind of a feeling that when you're a teenager, you're listening to music, you're like, oh my God, like this is Christ, you know, music is like Christ. And then you might not think that you could be talented enough to do it. Not because you're not talented enough to do it. It's just you're so busy being a fan. You're so busy being a listener that you don't spend enough time being a player. So sometimes it's kind of like you can spend so much time being an observer and not enough time being a player. Like you can spend a lot of time like looking at pretty girls, but if you're not getting laid, it's kind of pointless. You know, it's kind of a similar thing. It's like you're watching, you're listening, you're consuming, but you're not really doing. So that's the problem. That's really the essential. So if you want to be an artist, you have to create your own art, you know, and that takes a lot of hard work, or well, at least I guess it used to. I mean, I guess if there's AI and auto-tune, people don't have to work as hard if a computer makes all your shit. But some can get lucky and be part of a niche or a cult of personality or something, but most people have to work really hard at it. So yeah. Sure, I mean, there's people that listen to music a lot, and they're music aficionados, and they couldn't play a shit. They couldn't sing a line. They couldn't play a lick to save their lives. That's pretty. They couldn't sing a tune to save their lives. Yeah, I guess there's a lot of those people, you know. But well, you can't. You can't have music sales without music consumers. So, you know, people who can't do this stuff on their own, but they spend their hard-earned money seeing the artist or that can, or the artist that can, or the band that can, or whatever, or the posse that can. And they buy their albums and they stream their albums and they get, you know, whatever, stream their songs and that's what I meant to do. I hit the wrong note though. It wasn't the note that I really wanted to play. Yeah, I wanted to watch Night of the Creeps, but think Jason Lively, that was like me. That's like me my whole life. Like, dude, I want to get laid. This party's lame. That's like me, but my entire life though. So unfortunately. It's like how I was in my 20s, but it just kept on going through my different. It just kept on happening. It's like, dude, I want to get laid, and then it went from like 22 to like 42, like, and at light speed. Oh fuck! All of a sudden, if you make it to 52 years old, you're like, dude, I want to get laid. Oh, crap. Fuck. Well, we'll do some like power chords and then like standard chords. And yeah, I always thought that was a clever rhyme by John Lennon, you know? John Lennon of the Beatles. I always like when he does the song Good Morning. I like when he goes it's like goes like need to know the time, glad that I'm here. Go to a show, I hope she goes. I've got nothing to say, but it's okay. Good morning, good morning. Like he has, like I think out of all the Beatles, he had like the best like puns and like wordsmithing. I think he had like the best grasp of the English language to make all the funny, all the exciting lyrics. Yeah, I could tell that Sir Paul McCartney came from a musician family. You could just tell because a lot of his songs sound like old songs, sound like old classic songs, but that's actually a compliment. So, you know, yeah. Yeah, get the mixation right there. So it was, yeah. Well, I was thinking, being a student of history, or I guess I'm a student. Oh, Nice. No, but being a student of history, now I don't have a bachelor's or a master's or PhD in history. You don't really have to understand the flow of history and that things can repeat and things can go sideways pretty quick. So all you have to know is like a basic, maybe collegiate level history, maybe make A's in high school history class, and beyond that, a few classes at college level. But, and you know, a lot of research on your own to come to the actual conclusion of history. Not only does history repeat, but I think in the era that the Beatles were coming up, they thought nothing could be as worse than World War II. So they thought it was the worst devilry, it was the worst war, it was the worst depression, it was the worst the world had to offer. And that's why there was all this optimism in the Beatles music. It's going to be all right. It's going to be okay. Because our parents already went through the worst shit you could ever imagine, our grandparents. The idea that things were just going to get better and better and better forever, and there'd be no tyrants again, and there'd be no Hitlers, and there'd be no, Emperor Hyotos or anything, or Mao Zedongs. There would never, ever be another Pol Pot. There would never, ever, ever be a dictator trying to take over the world by force and enslave everyone. That would never, ever happen again. Well, I hate to burst everybody's bubble. I know it's been about 80 years of peace, but peace doesn't last forever. Like nothing lasts forever. And so I know there's Howard Jones, things can only get better. I gotta admit it's getting better all the time. Can't get no worse. Oh, it can always get worse. So the idea after World War II and the Holocaust itself and the millions of lives lost in World War II, that it would never ever happen again, or nothing could ever be as evil or as bad again. And we all know that's not true. It can never happen that way again. Look at the world now. It can definitely. History could repeat itself and do it even worse than it did before. Case in point. After World War I, the European powers, they put Germany into a lockbox. They said, you can't rearm yourself. You just can't do it. You're not allowed to rearm yourself. Guess what? The Nazis came to power, and the Nazis rearmed themselves, and they invaded the entirety of Europe and tried to take over the Russian, tried to take over Russia too, the Soviet Union. So people thought that these restrictions, these sanctions, were going to stop them. You can't do that. You're bad. You can never create an army. You could never, ever... You can never develop weapons. You can never do any of that. You can never re-industrialize to create a military-industrial complex. You can't do that. You are forbidden. You're verboten. Germany after World War I. Heavy, heavy sanctions for decades. And what do? They created the Nazis and Adolf Hitler. So think of this. I was thinking about this historical parallel the other day. They want peace in the Ukraine and the Russian Federation. And Vladimir Putin doesn't want the Ukraine to rearm itself. Yeah, I've heard that they're going to put U.S. troops in there, which to keep the peace. That sounds like a fucking crazy idea, but here we go, I guess. What's going to stop Ukraine from rearming? what's going to stop Ukraine from creating the next Adolf Hitler? And the first people he's going to kill is Moscow. And that's going to trigger World War III. So the parallels are, you restrict a certain country of a certain size, and you do not allow them to rearm. And guess what? They say, fuck the international community, fuck Europe, fuck Russia, and they do it anyway. Yeah. That's like telling your teenage son not to smoke weed. It's just not going to work. If a father tells his son, don't smoke weed, Junior, what is he going to do first? Go smoke weed. It's like prohibition. If they take away alcohol, what's the first thing people are going to go do? Drink alcohol. You forbid rearmament to a certain country of a certain power and a certain size, and that's a country of a certain formidable size in Eastern Europe. What's going to happen? You're just going to create Nazism part 2. Fascism will rise again in that kind of environment. The Ukrainians will want their revenge against their Russian invaders. They will want revenge. They'll want the arms to be mighty. And they will come to draw blood in Eastern Europe again. You know, I hope I'm wrong, that it does not create the next tyrant, that there's peace in Eastern Europe. But they could very well be creating the next Adolf Hitler right before our eyes. Right before in our lifetimes. Except this Adolf will probably conquer the Russian Federation instead of, well, if he conquers the Russian Federation, then after that, he might look to Europe and take over the whole fucking place. So, we never know what's going to happen in World War III. But yeah, I know the Russian Federation has nuclear weapons, but you know, there are lightning blitzkrieg invasions where you hit your enemy so hard they can't even get up off their ass. So there is that too. I mean, blitzkriegs can just get better these days, right? Because they have fucking hypersonic missiles and supersonic missiles and all that shit. Might even have like faster than light speed missiles coming up. I mean, who knows how fast the missiles could go. Yeah, they keep getting better at under the missile throw. Ah, the kiss. Under the missile throw. They got hypersonic, they got ultrasonic, they got semisonic. Closing time. All kinds of sonics. Are they having fun killing with the robots yet? I think they're having fun killing with the drones and the robots. They're really having fun with the robotic warfare, I think. Kind of getting it ready for World War III. I guess they're getting it primed up, I guess. Getting that drone warfare tight. Getting it up to speed. Coming to a baby maternity ward near you. Drone warfare. Yeah. Or coming to a city near you. Drone robotic warfare. Hooray. But like Prince used to say, we're not trying to get melancholy up in here. There's a lot of trouble in the world, but we're not going to try to get melancholy up in here tonight. That was in the Aladdin DVD? Yeah, I think so. Anybody want some blueberry pancakes? Blouses when? Well, I was thinking about every time you restrict something, doesn't always try to break free from the cage. I was thinking about or as Logan, as Hugh Jackman says in X-Men The Last Stand, he says, sometimes when you cage the animal wants to break free. Or something like that, right? Yeah. So wasn't Germany the animal they were trying to cage in World War II? Isn't the Ukraine? Isn't Ukraine the animal that the Russians are trying to cage right now? I mean, not just try to conquer and invade and destroy and take over, but they're trying to cage the Ukraine. You can't cage the beast. The beast is gonna. I mean, you look at Iran. They tried to since 1979, the Islamic Revolution. The Persian people have been enslaved. The Farsi speaking, and now they're rebelling in the streets. That's going to go to full-blown civil war. And the civil war is going to be fucking nasty. The women want the freedom to wear whatever the hairstyle they fucking like, you know? That may seem arbitrary to some, but who gives a fuck what hairstyles are allowed or whatever? Well, if you really believe in freedom, then I could let my shit grow out and be gray and be ugly as fuck. And maybe I get criticisms from people. They say, well, hey man, why don't you get a haircut, dude? You're getting, middle age. Hey man, why don't you dye your hair, man? Maybe, get some better trim. You'll get some better pussy or something. And I just be like, well, I just don't give a fuck. So I'm gonna do the Einstein I don't give a fuck look, and I don't give a fuck. And thanks for telling me. So that might seem arbitrary for some people. It might seem we use another big boy vocabulary word. We'll call it superfluous. So it may seem superfluous, people demanding their hair rights. But in Iran, that makes total sense under Islamic law. So they're rioting in the streets because the what do they call their currency over there? They call it the okay. So in Russia, it's called the ruble or something like that. Okay, so in India, it's called the rupee, like on Legend of Zelda. What's it called in Iran? It's called the I don't know. It's called the Farsi is the language they speak. Yeah, it's not Arabic. It's Farsi, right? Their currency is called the Persian. No, it's not. It's called the Persian. Yeah. I don't read enough CIA fact book to know what their currency is. I'd have to be reading that. I'd have to be reading CIA shit all day. The CIA.org. I mean, that's just what's available to the public, you know. They don't have all CIA files ready for everyone to read, obviously. The whole world can read all the CIA files from all the CIA history. I don't fucking think so. But you can read what the CIA, you know, the fact book that they put out, the reports that they put out, just to the public, you know, right? Get kind of boned up to the geopolitical situations in this planet here. This planet, one of many out of the 2 trillion galaxies in the universe. Man, I would love to know about other planets and other aliens, but man, we got a lot of shit going on here, though. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a little bit too much. Yeah. I mean, what's going on in this solar system, this planet, is a bit much. You know, what's going on in the entire Milky Way galaxy, or Andromeda, you know, I don't even want to fucking know. You know, right? That shit's heavy. So let's just stick to this planet for now until we can't anymore. That's on the new album. It's da da da. That's pretty much I think that's track 5. It's called Juicy Belch after. It's called Juicy Belch after you had a few cocktails. It's gonna be a big hit, I think, global. Juicy as Belch. So we're going to the 913. All right. We'll put Santa Claus on top. So we create a double Santa Claus. No sugar, no calories. I feel better already. I feel like I would live eternally already. All right, let's go. Oh. So we got. We're gonna head to the representing Texas, Houston Texans. Then we got the one of my personal faves, the Texas State 5-star keychain. We got to represent, dog, as my homies say. As y'all all know. Here we go. Ooh. Dear. All right, let's drain the wizard real quick. But not the electric wizard. Yeah! Yeah, I'm going now. Yeah, I'm going to the store right now. I just had to drain my wizard. Huh?
I went outside to smoke.
Oh, what's up?
And I saw some black guy with a hoodie.
Yeah, I know. He's chilling by the pool. Don't worry. I'm going to go a different direction. Is there like an internet connection over there?
No.
Okay. He likes to just chill. No. I wonder if there's an internet connection. Okay. But I'm going right now.
You don't need a jacket?
No, I don't. No, it's like 60, 65 or something. Smells like Houston. It's like smells like weed. Smells like fucking ganja. All right. Yeah, Houston, Texas smells like carbon dioxide and swamp and weed and sewer. Just like home. Great. It's got the right amount of toxins and yeah. It's got the right amount of pollutants. And it definitely feels like home. Oh man. All right, so we're getting the lottery tonight. It's 850,000. Did my calculations, and we'll see if this shit works. Oh, we already prayed to Jehebus, so I think Jehebus will come through. I mean Jesus. All right. His name is not Jebus. All right. We still got. Well, how would I explain to aliens what these popping sounds were? I'd say like, well, people are just making large batches of popcorn. Nice burp, bro. Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Down. Oh, we got the other one here.
This is $9,
Oh, okay.
and this also
Bum.
$12.89.
Okay. 13er. Let me make sure it's right. All right. Yeah, there it is. Okay.
12. Okay, thank you. 9.
Thank you.
No, 6.
Oh, thank you so much. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Have a good night. Happy New Year, sir. I just. Oh, is that right? Oh, birdie. Oh, is that a Mexican taco stand over there? Do they have are they having some carne? That, dude, after you had a few drinks, dude, that smells good. Like somebody making barbecued burritos and shit. But I can't afford to go over there. But I would, dude. If I did. Yeah. They got that fucking carne. All right, it's not the dude on crack over here. All right, cool. All right. There used to be a dude who used to hang out in the parking lot. He was on meth. I guess he was on drugs. Just dude, that's a tight ass SUV, dude. All right, hold on. That was a deluxe ass SUV, huh? That was dope. I don't even have a car, but man, seeing that tight ass SUV makes me want to like go work 80 hours a week, get me a fucking beast. It almost inspired me when I saw that. Oh my god, the black dude is there, and then he's sitting in front of the pool, and then Vicky looks like she's scared. Vicky's on her patio going, like, she's like, Vicky looks like she's freaking out. What? No, I swear to God. I know it's not that funny. I'm just saying, like, yeah. But it's like she's looking down at me and she's looking at the black dude, and I heard him go, like, I mean, he sniffed, and then Vicky's like, with the light on, staring at that dude, staring at me. I didn't even look at her because I realized the black dude was. I went this way. I didn't know the black guy was. I forgot. No, I went through the cut through. But I forgot the black dude was going to be there, and I forgot that Vicky would have her light on and be staring down at the dude. What, is he stoned? Ah, okay. I would have looked up at Vicky, but I didn't. Not that I cared that she saw that I had a beard, but I was like. No, she was on the top deck with the light. When I came back. And then the dude was right there. Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, man. Huh? Oh, okay, I'm going to keep it quiet. Love you. No, it's just funny, that guy right there partying. And then her just being like, oh my God. Yeah. Right. Oh, yeah. I just thought that was hilarious. Sorry. Gotta take a shit. All right, here's the deal. All right, this is when I was young, when I could still get laid, and then this is me now. Now I can't get laid. So here, laid, not laid. All right, so here we go. Is there a question, class? There's laid, and then not laid. Laid. Any questions? Laid and not laid. Any questions? That's good. Laidless. Laidless. So I'm gonna drop a deuce real quick. Oh man. We're gonna drop some of that ordnance on the toilet, and we're gonna be ready for the next episode. Yep. All right. Yeah. All right, so we dropped the brown the brown loaf. You know what I'm saying? So we dropped the dukage, and it's in the toilets. Yeah, I haven't done the Darth Vader the toiletries. I did the infected states of America. Yeah, we played Darth Vader. We're gonna pour that brew. COVID-19 in the infected states of America. Everybody's favorite episode. Well, why should we expect the Iranians to conform to the Islamic takeover of 1979? All the things and all the people they've lost. Yeah, the Iranian Americans that are Americans, they're doing well, speaking Farsi and trading with Iranian oil. But Iranians in Iran are living like shit. That is unacceptable. I'm not Persian, but these are my brothers. So, of course, I'm Irish, English, and Native American, but I understand their plight for freedom, that they want to wear their own hairstyle. You know, if I was a totalitarian ruler, maybe I would decree that everyone have a uniform hairstyle. Well, no, as an artist, this probably wouldn't happen. But Islamic Sharia Shiite law is not acceptable in modern times. It might have been cool back in whatever the Crusades or something, but it's just not. It's not applicable here. So. I know a lot of people want to go back in ancient religions. Well, that's fine. I like theological studies myself. I'm very interested in that. Indian theology, Hinduism, Buddhism, Islam, the 5 major world religions, Judaism, and Christianity. But I don't mind if they put the 10 Commandments in public schools. That's pretty wholesome, Thou shalt not bang your neighbor's wife. That's pretty good. If you enter a contract into a marriage with a woman and, guys are just fucking her, that's not going to work out for the family unit, obviously. So, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. Thou shalt not commit adultery. That's good. Thou shalt not kill. That's pretty good. Thou shalt not boink your neighbor's wife. Thou shalt not kill. Those are some general courtesies. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not worship false idols and whatever the rest of the 10 Commandments are. Everybody knows the famous one, thou shalt not kill. So, thou shalt not steal. Never in any religious text have they told my family, the Wheelers, thou shalt not wheel. Well, no one would follow that religion anyway. So, Iranian freedom, I welcome it. Venezuelan freedom, I welcome any society that wants freedom. Russians want freedom. The Chinese communists want freedom. Any society that wants freedom, they want freedom. Great. I want them to be able to do whatever hairstyle they want. I want them to be able to, basically have American constitutional rights if that's applicable to their particular form of civilization, nation, and society. That's okay. If that's what they want, they can have it. If the people declare that they want that. So, if there's a particular cadre of Chinese people that want to go back to ancient Chinese freedoms, and they want not any more communist rule by Mao Zedong and his ilk, and by the Chinese Communist Party, then that's great. If they want to be ruled by Chiang Kai-shek and the authentic government of China, then that's fantastic. If people in Iran want to throw out their Arabic overlords and they want to be Persians again, that's fantastic too. If the Korean Peninsula wants to unite and be Korea again as one people, the Koreans, that'll be fantastic. I'm not going to stop them, Why would I stop them from doing that? It's glorious. So I'm not going to stop them. I mean, the Koreans speak the same language. They should be the same government and the same people, too. Just a thought. Some may disagree. But I do believe in reunification of peoples, however difficult that may be. I don't know if that means that the Soviet republics and all the Slavic and the Russian, the Cyrillic-speaking republics should all unite. But, you know, I think if there's similar peoples, that they should unite. And that's good. Yeah, Iranian freedom. And I run. I run so far away. And I run so far away. I had to get away so I could have a fucking hairstyle I wanted. They told me women couldn't have Western hairstyles. They told me to wear a hijab. Yeah, this is ultimate control system that wants everybody to conform to some fucking thing. You know, it's ridiculous. Shouldn't they have the freedom to choose what their lives are like? Shouldn't people of this world have the freedom to choose their lives and to create their lives and craft it as they choose, not as governments and corporations and nations craft it for them? So the Iranians will battle their masters, the Arabics, they call it a theocracy. A theocracy is a nation that's governed by religious principle. Now, I don't think there should be a theocratic. I don't think they should excise the Ten Commandments from Moses out of children's schools. I believe that children should have the freedom to choose if they believe in it or not. And if they do like it, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, then they don't necessarily have to become Christians, but they could at least agree with the tenets or the supposed tenets of the theology. But a total theocratic state would enforce the particular religion or theocracy on all the people, and they would have no choice to reject or to accept it. So that's the difference. The difference is in the United States of America, you have every right to be an atheist and reject all 5 major world religions, or not. So in Iran, they only have one law, Sharia law, or Shiite law, or whatever it's called. Islamic law. That's it. The Islamic Republic of Iran. That's all they have. They can't resist. They can't resist without to fight the mullahs and the Ayatollah and the Shah. So they have to go to war against those that took over in 1979, a year before I was born, in the Islamic Revolution. So I hope the Persian people are free again. So we can, there won't be an axis of evil against Iran. Maybe one day there won't be an axis of evil against North Korea. Maybe there'll just be a new UK, a united Korea. A Korean peninsula totally united on its own for itself, trading with the world. Glorious. They speak the same language. They all have the same rights and freedoms. And they're not dead by population bombs. The Korean people thrive. The new UK. A new UK of the Korean peninsula. United. Brothers divided for ages. Brothers and sisters finally come together. In glorious new age. The Iranians, they become Persians again and purge their Islamic masters and throw them to the fire as they're doing right now. And they breathe the free air of freedom and trade with the world. Now they are free from the shackles of militant theocracy, militant Islamic theocracy. Now their women can style their hair in whatever fucking each way they like. Whatever fucking which way they like. And no one's going to send them to jail, burn them alive, or crucify them at the stake. Now that's a world worth living and dying for. It might seem like a small thing, people's hairstyle, but that's a really big thing, you know? The world demands freedom. We don't always have to go to war to gain freedom. Sometimes America just has to be really, really strong, and we'll watch the world wake up to the American experiment, to the American dream, to the American way, to the American hope. Sometimes we don't even have to spend blood and treasure to maximize our ideologies and our freedoms. Sometimes we can just be us, and then people will just want to be us. And that's all we have to do. Then that causes revolutions around the world. So if there's a totalitarian, authoritarian state, and they're cracking down on their people because their hairstyles, or because they want to protest, or they want to be Muslim, sometimes we can just have peace through strength. We can also have leaders by example. And so we don't always have to flex military muscle or blood or treasure. Sometimes all we have to do is just be ourselves. And that's it. And that's the freedom that the world wants. I can do my hairstyle any fucking way I want to. I could shave my shit off. And some people don't even have the freedom to even shave their own fucking ball sacks in this world right now. Right now. Love it. Yeah, what's up? Yeah. Yeah, I just dropped it.
You did what?
No, no. Check out.
Oh, you did.
Yeah. How's Jim doing?
Oh, he's fine.
Ah. His financial formulas is doing good?
He doesn't have financial.
No, I mean, the accounts. Is he worried about the AI taking all the account jobs? Ah, okay, all right, all right. Kind of spilled a beer, my bad, y'all. Yeah. So we're gonna blow a fag cigarette right here. I know. Is this New Year's resolutions or is this New Year's repollutions? I guess it's New Year's repollutions. But so the point is that the world demands freedom. They see the United States in the West and they want that freedom, especially the freedom of the United States. So they want that liberation. It's liberation. Yeah, I didn't study much Chinese, Mandarin Chinese, but I saw Xi Jinping's address to his people for the new year. Yeah. I can't understand it all, you know. My friend was Hong Kong growing up, and I only understand a little bit, you know. I mean, some of the tones because it's kind of like a music. Mandarin Chinese is like a musical language. It's almost like it's like excellent for a musician because you can understand it because like it's really nice. I actually like the sound of it, really. I don't think it sounds like a menacing language at all, unless you turn a red corner and you're arrested by the CCP and you're being waterboarded and tortured. Then it would sound like a menacing language, but otherwise I think it sounds fine. Tonally speaking. Maybe Chinese even sounds nicer than Cyrillic Russian. I think. I guess Russian sounds silly. It's like it sounds kind of like you know. It sounds does Russian sound sillier than Chinese? Chinese actually sounds kind of eloquent. It sounds kind of cool. You know, I'm not saying it has the same eloquence as English. However, it does have a particular interesting tonal cadence, which is very interesting on its own. So, It has a beautiful flow, Cantonese and Mandarin. I know why people are learning Chinese, not because they're trying to be like John Cena. They're learning it because it sounds nice. I get that. And it's complex, so it's kind of a challenge. So the challenge is the thing. Men love challenges. It's the lifeblood of our lives. Maybe some people don't understand the role of challenge and how much it excites the imagination of man. And it does. And challenge excites man. It's the reason why some people commit suicide and others don't. The reason is because the people staying alive, they believe there's a challenge that they're going to face and they're going to overcome. That's the reason why they stay alive. And those that kill themselves have depression and they can't see that there's a great challenge to be overcome. But there's a growth. And those people hang themselves or overdose on pills or whatever. But those that are in the know the truth is that the challenge is the thing. That's what men long for, is the challenge. That's a goal worth reaching, a goal worth obtaining and attaining. So that's why many people stay alive, because they realize there's something to do. There's something to overcome. There's challenges to be, there's things to be won. They don't just stay alive for their own sake. They believe there's a great challenge. And it could take many forms. It could take many battlefields, but there's a great challenge. And this challenge invigorates the heart of man to a greater extent. Maybe I'm paraphrasing John Fitzgerald Kennedy, but I do believe his words were wise and true. So Xi Jinping's New Year's speech was, "Our nation is perfect. Our country is perfect. And it's totally perfect and harmonious. And that they want to retake Taiwan. Will the world go to war over Taiwan? Well, it depends. It depends on which that is at stake. So if Taiwan is one of the principal manufacturers of critical chips for computer systems and military systems, then this might lead to World War III, this invasion by the communists. If there is enhanced chip manufacturing in the West, then they might look the other way, at least partially. But if it's the only place where they produce computer chips for the world, major corporations, well, that's going to be a problem. guitar or cigarette or beer? It's kind of a complex choice. Guitar, cigarette, or beer? It's guitar, beer, cigarette. Well, or I could not do any of those things. That's also a choice. I guess that's atheism. Drinking a broody. Yeah. Drinking a brew. We'll pour this brew into this one. We'll make a bigger brew. Did Uncle David get out of his liver problem? Yeah, apparently he's in the hospital. His liver is healing up or whatever. He used to party real hard. He used to party real hard, like, you know, Jose Cuervo. Was I a Cuervo kind of guy? I think what happened was it was like St. Patrick's Day or something, and my dad was doing a parade for his business, and I drank a pint of Cuervo the night before, and I had to drive him and his best friend to the parade on St. Patrick's Day. To the big road, FM 1960 in Texas, Northeast. And so my stepdad's kind of a butthole. And he's like, I woke up with a hangover. He's like, how does it feel? I was like, how does it feel? Yeah. So he's an asshole. He's like, how does it feel? And I'm like, well, I just drank a pint of tequila. How do you think I feel? You know? It's the next day. I just had a pint of tequila last night. Now I got to drive you to the... Well, I feel like crap. So it was tequila. You know, I don't know. I mean, I guess some of those guys drinking tequila for years and years, I guess they sip it or something, because they're not slamming it. It's the cause of pounding headaches. Yeah. How does it feel? I don't know. Does that make me a meaner person? My stepdad was always like, how does it feel? Yeah. Am I going to tell him when he's dying, how does it feel? How does it feel? Being snarky like that, that's funny. Just rubbing it in, huh? Yeah. So, then I was like, I was thinking, you know, well, that Jose Cuervo, that hardcore tequila, it's pretty harsh. So I thought to myself, you know, probably not again. I said, ooh, that headache was too bad, you know. And the headache was pounding the next morning. I said, well, you know what doesn't give me a headache that pounds and pounds? Well, tequila does. So I said, well, what if I don't drink tequila a lot? What if that's the thing? And I said, okay, no tequila. And then guess what? It doesn't mean you'll never ever have a hangover again if you ever drink. It just means that you don't have a hangover that bad. Is that tequila sunrise is a motherfucker. I mean, that's the real deal. So you don't want to do that. How does it feel? How does it feel? That's a good one. I like that. How does it feel then? Well, nice guys finish last, I guess my stepdad always said. How does it feel to get old and irrelevant and the robots take your jobs? How does it feel now? Yeah, how does it feel? That's a good question. Well, yeah, that tequila hangover, it wasn't that I said, how does it feel after my tequila hangover? I think my headache started to pound after drinking tequila so bad that I stopped. I stopped buying that. At first, I was buying Jose Cuervo tequila pints. But after that one time, I was like, oh no, never again. I didn't ever do it again because I remember how horrible that was. Yeah. So tequila is like fun while you're drinking it, but then the next day it's like boom, boom, boom. Your head's pounding. You feel like shit. And the tequila feels like you feel really dehydrated. And so I said, no more. No way, Jose. No way. I don't know how my Uncle Larry had all those empty bottles of Jose Cuervo. I guess he was sipping on it or something. There was no way he was slamming it. There's no way he would be able to get through his workday and shit doing that. Yeah. I did think it was funny. Sometimes I go through my Uncle Larry's cabinet and I'd find like empty bottles of Jose Cuervo, and it was just funny finding the empty bottles, right? Well, what does it feel like not to love or never love anything? I do love something, but I guess it feels hard to do that. Love, this concept, and I guess for me that was always a hard thing, and I always tried to feel it, try to do it, but normally I couldn't. Not because I was a psychopath or a sociopath. I think it's childhood trauma. That's why I wasn't able to feel love. I wasn't able to feel. And then the other day I realized I kind of felt like Ed Gein, the guy that killed people and sewed the people's skin up. And I thought, man, I not like I felt like him, but I understood, his love for his mother. I was like, oh God, not me. Good God, that would not become of me. And that I was a mother lover, and this was my destiny, that I'd become like that. And that I was a mother lover. That was my downfall. Because I love my mother. So I was like Anakin Skywalker. I love my mother too much, so I went to the dark side. And that's who I became. Because I love my mother too much. And I created a dark personality trait. And that's what was difficult, obviously, to get over. Anakin Skywalker betrays the Republic and creates the Dark Empire because he loves his mother. And that was it. That was enough to cause the fall of the empire. His love of women. His love of his wife. The love of his mother. And that's why the whole empire fell. That's how he turned to the dark side. That was scary to think that that could become me too, or anyone. The darkness could envelop anyone, even the purest of hearts. And I guess that was an unsettling premise for me to accept, that it could happen to me too. I was raised by women, so I put women on a pedestal. So that's why I don't have a wife, because I put women on a pedestal. We should never put girls and women on a pedestal. But that's what that's what Anakin Skywalker does, is he puts a woman on a pedestal. And that's the fall from grace. You should never put women on a pedestal. Never, ever. That's the tragic mistake, the tragic flaw of man. That's Adam and Eve eats the apple. That's the devil's trick, the love of woman. That's how mankind falls into. Every single story tells you not to do that, and every man does, or lots of men do. From the Garden of Eden, they tell us not to worship women, not to put women on pedestals. They tell us not to do that. And how many men like me do that and become simps, become chimps? I could say it's not my fault, but it is my fault at some point, isn't it? I could blame the past. And it'd be right that the past was awful, but also I must realize my mistake. I must realize the mistake of Adam. I must realize the mistake of Anakin Skywalker. I must realize the mistake that they made. That's the same mistake that I made too, to turn to evil like this. It is in everyone. I did it too. To worship women is a curse. So when I was young, there was a nice looking girl and she cursed me and she spit in my face. But I loved her so much. It's my fault. To show affection like that. But she kept cursing me in affection and treating me like shit. But I still loved her. All the same. That was my fault. Just like Anakin. Just like Adam. I'm cut from the same cloth of Adam, the first man of the earth. I'm still have the first man's weaknesses. His own pathetic foibles. His own pathetic ideas. I am pathetic just like the first man. And I won't be the last man, but I will make the same mistakes that any other man on this planet has ever made. for our love of our mothers and Eve, for our love of the woman. We have fallen from grace so hard that we can't even see straight anymore. We've been blinded by beauty, blinded by obsession, blinded by our love of beauty, that we have forgotten who we are as men. As the original clay of God, we have lost our way. It's up to us men to get it back. It doesn't mean we shouldn't love our mothers, or we shouldn't love our sisters. But we should make sure that this love does not dominate our lives into slavery by Eve. Otherwise, we're controlled by dark forces that know that we love Eve, by Satan, who knows we know. Satan knows we love our mothers and our sisters and our daughters. Eve tries to wrap us in the fruit of knowledge from Genesis. We are enslaved by this. There's only one way out. Jesus Christ and God, Jehovah himself. But we are enslaved by this temptation, by this love. We are enslaved by this dream. And so in Genesis, they cut our rib, and the rib became the woman. There was a man that became woman. We'd always go after this woman because we needed it to complete ourselves. That's why it was man and woman, the two sexes. We'll always seek it. We'll always love it. But at some point, we have to understand. We cannot be enslaved by woman and become simps and mother lovers. We have to let that love go, as hard as it is. So, I know what happened to me. I became weak. I was raised by mothers because my stepfathers died of cancer, and the women raised me. The reason why I didn't get any pussy is because I was raised by women. I was raised to respect them. And so I still do today. I was raised to respect women. That's why I didn't get any fucking women to fuck, to procreate. I was raised by females. So I didn't know any other thing. Because they helped me survive. Real close. So, not that I am weak. I can kick any man's ass in the world. Not that I'm a pussy. But I love women too much. I put females on a pedestal. Like they're on a golden princess. But they're not. That was my big failure as a man. So, that's how I became a simp. I was destroyed one piece at a time. Not because I'm a real fuck up, but because I didn't realize it in time. Yeah, I guess it really hurt, didn't it? I suppose so. But there was a time. Some people were like, "How do you feel?" Well, I was stabbed to death a year ago 3 times, and I remember going to the hospital. I felt kind of emotional. I got out of the hospital, and then I realized when I got out, I didn't feel anything. The scariest part. The scariest part is that if I do survive death, I don't feel like there's anything to live for. The worst part of surviving death is that you don't even care. And you should care. But what is the worst part of surviving death is that if you're alive and you're a being and you wander around, it's like you're like, oh my God, I still feel fucking numb. I still don't care. And I still don't give a fuck. And that's the worst fucking feeling in the world. I could get shot 20 times. I could get stabbed 8 times. And you can get out of the hospital. And you know what? I still don't give a motherfucker. And even if you know what the worst feeling is? To not even care. And it's like this numbness. It's like you can do that. You can throw the synthetic, the Chinese, Mexican heroin. You can throw all that shit. You can be sober or just be like, I don't give a fuck. Like this is like at that point, I was just like, dude, I don't feel it, you know? And I was like, man, if I could feel love, I could feel it, but I don't. It's like, it's just like right there, but it's, I feel fucking numb, like fucking the U2 song, dog. Like, yeah, I got out of the hospital, what was it, 4 or 5 stab wounds. I got out, I was like, man, I'm out. But I was like, what's fucking next, man? There's no fucking... Dude, like, what is next beyond being afraid of death? What's next, my fucking soul? Well, come on. Then what's next from this corporeal, pathetic reality? Well, come on. I was supposed to be the leader, right? This is bullshit. Everybody expects me to be the most intelligent one. The fucking leader. They can't even lead their own ass. Everybody expects me to solve all the problems. Solve it yourself, bitch. Fuck you, man. I'm not going to be the world's Google or encyclopedia. I want you to figure out everything for your own goddamn self. I can't do this anymore, man. So here's the deal. Quantum reflection or get out. All right. So we do that quantonium thing. Yeah. Yeah. Because the reason why I'm not accepting this, because they got me out of 12 levels of genius when I was a kid. I'm not putting up with this world that is not up to my genius level. There is no way I'm putting up with you or him or her or this. This is my promise. As a savant, I will not yield to any corporation, any government, any planet, any civilization, any intelligence. I will not yield to shit. Oh, did I mess it up? Did I mess that up? And one drink? Oh, that's it. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, that's good. No, it's excellent. It's excellent. Yeah. It's yours. Yeah. Maybe a smaller drink. Yeah, so it's sorry. Sorry. I guess I don't have fucking.
Hey, do you know what song this is?
Oh, yeah, what's the song?
It's either CCR or
No, I don't know.
your glass, your drink.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know where it is, dude.
It's in your in the office.
Alright. What?
It's CCR or it's
Tonight at CCR.
oh, is that what it is?
Alright, girl.
Hey, tonight.
Tonight. Do. No, it's not in here, dude.
Scott, you had your drink.
No, I don't know where it is.
Then you took it in the bedroom. or-
What? Okay.
You
Is that Yeah, I thought it was
didn't
in.
go to the store carrying it.
No way, dude. No, I don't know where. Dude. Dude,
It's gotta be in there somewhere.
No, I don't know where it is, bro. I'm sorry.
Even though I had lost that whole cup.
No, I know. I don't know where it is.
Oh,
What's wrong with it?
no, this is bullshit. You don't lose a whole glass of drink.
No, it's, dude, I know it's up. It's,
Where is it? Oh, it's right there.
Oh, my bad, dude. Sorry, I didn't make you see it.
No, I thought I was like, please, for the love of God, you didn't. No, use the shots. Okay, stop.
Alright.
That's for a shot.
Yeah, thanks. Is this your,
That's
uniform?
fine.
Right, my bad. Yeah, right.
No, I was like, you didn't walk the floor.
Yeah. Right, thanks.
So anybody's called tonight, it's CCR, right?
Tonight is called CCR.
Isn't it?
Really? Oh, that's. Hold on, let me go look it up, right?
It's hey,
Okay.
tonight,
Okay.
gonna stop tonight.
Okay, we'll do that. Okay. Alright, dude, just chill out.
Okay.
Okay, I'll tell you if it's coming on.
Okay.
Alright, I'll be back. I'll tell you how. Bam. Ugh. So it's called getting drunk. So to get drunk, oh shit. Like a problem, alright. So she want to do that? That's fine. Say CCR gun. Is it CCR? Okay. Okay, that's cool. All right, so I don't know every CCR song, so. It ain't me, I ain't no Senator son, nah. It ain't me, I ain't no fortunate son, nah. That's CCR. Clearwater Creedence Revival, CCR. That's what it means. Yeah, Swamp Rock. How did it feel when I was a kid? It just felt like America was so united with Jimi Hendrix and John Fogerty. It just felt like America didn't feel divided. It felt like America was united with Jimi Hendrix and fucking the flag and the fucking Constitution. It felt like when I was a kid, like it felt like every July 4th and everything, everybody was like so united. That's what it felt like. It was really crazy. I can see images in my head.
Hey, Scott,
Yeah.
you took both letters. Can I have them?
Oh yeah, my bad.
That's
Yeah, sorry about the guitar letter. I love it. Yeah. How did I feel about the Sonic? Well, I wasn't just a savant. I see images. I see music. Music paints my life. Music paints the picture of history. History is just music and painting. It's just like, it's everything. It's everything I feel. It's everything I am. That's the portrait of America. It's just like this beautiful place of freedom and Jimi Hendrix music and John Fogerty music, CCR. And it's like I see it on my head. I know what it is. It's America. And it's like when I was a kid, I grew up in the country. So I keep seeing the images of the country in the forest. And I keep smelling the industrial. I keep just. What I'm saying is, like, when I think of America, I think of this great big land and all this forest and all these mountains, and I keep just dreaming of this place called America. It's like this beautiful place, like amazing place that, like, it's when I was a kid, like America was this amazing place that blows your fucking mind. Like, it's like trees and forests and mountains and like these fucking people. And it's like this beautiful fucking Jimi Hendrix music. It's like, fuck. It's like fucking perfect, dude. That's the America I grew up in. So, sorry, I got emotional about it, but it's like the America that I see. This great place, the great people. That's how I think of America. And that's what I think it is. And that's the impressions from a kid and growing up in the 1980s. Did I ever question America? Did I ever? I think when Joe Biden and the Democrats unleash a plague from communist China, and they fucking enslave us through fear and death, a fear of death, I think that's when I don't believe in America that much, because America is not supposed to be a place that's enslaved by a plague of fear. And that's what we became, and it was awful. It was horrible years. America is not supposed to be a place that's enslaved by a Chinese plague and enslaved by fear of death. America or any other country is not supposed to be a place that's afraid of death. It should be more afraid of not living. And we became the opposite in the COVID years. Because my place, where I came from, we weren't afraid of death. We were afraid of living. And this world and this evil tried to enslave us and tried to make us more afraid of death than we are of living. And that was a huge mistake. A big fucking problem. We're not supposed to be afraid of death We're supposed to be afraid of not living life. That is the way. Suddenly we're afraid of living life. We're not supposed to be afraid of death. We're supposed to be afraid of not living free lives. That should have terrified us most of all. But it was flipped, it was distorted. There was a time people weren't afraid of death. They were more afraid of not living. That's what we need to get back to. It's so pathetic to be afraid of death, but not be afraid of not living life. That is the way we used to live, and now it's pathetic. There was a time where men and women used to care about their freedoms more than they did about the consequences of death and pain. And now it's flipped. Now people don't care about freedom. They don't care about liberty. And now they're afraid of death. So, maybe it hurts a little bit. But, you know, it's worth it to gain freedom. Maybe it fucking hurts. Maybe it's fucking painful to gain freedom. But maybe it's fucking goddamn worth it. So when I see those Iranian patriots firebombing the Ayatollah tonight and tomorrow, I think those are real people fighting for their freedom. And that inspires me. Like it did in our Revolutionary War almost 250 years ago. People fighting for their freedom. Fighting for their freedom. Fighting for their fucking liberty. And they did it. They're going to do it. It's, you know what? Iran, their nuclear program was knocked out by Pete Hegseth, Secretary of Defense. my Secretary of Defense. And they bombed the fucking shit out of the nuclear program of Iran. Now they're going to build a nuke. They can't even get a fucking boner in their dicks. And now the people demand justice. They demand their freedom. They demand their liberty. And now they're coming. Everybody's coming for their freedom. And it's beautiful. If I'm not Iranian, I'm Irish and English. I am Western. I am Native American, Cherokee Indian. But I respect their fight for freedom over there in Iran. I understand why they're burning everything down. And they will be victorious. Because freedom and liberty will be victorious. Period. They will overthrow the Shahs and the Ayatollahs that overthrew their government in 1979. They will do that. Not because I want it, because they want it. People want the freedom of the West. The freedom to style your hair. The freedom to believe in whatever you want to believe. The freedom of God. And they will get it. Every person on this world will get, by hook or by crook, by battle, by saddle, they will obtain freedom. They will obtain liberty. And whether I am the main architect, whether we in the West are the arbiters or the harbingers, or whatever kind of complex word you want to know, arbiter or harbingers, well, we will respect our Iranian brothers and sisters, our Persian brothers and sisters in their fight for independence. They will overthrow their Islamic masters, and they'll be thrown into the pit of hell. Now, I'm not just saying that because I love the Islamic people, or I love the Iranian people. But I do love the Iranian people. And if I have ever said anything ill of the Iranian people, then I'm sorry for that. And that is my fault. And I must apologize and must atone. But for my Iranian friends and Iranian Americans, I am so sorry if I ever disrespected your people because of Iran. I should not have, and that is my fault, and that is my sorrow, and that is I'm not anybody important, but I do respect and love you, my Iranian, American, Iranian people, and Persian people. I love you so much. Thank you for all your great wisdom and guidance through the years. So, I love you all. And I wish you the best independence and joy. I wish your people the greatest Persian return. I wish your Persians will become the greatest Persian new empire to even dwarf Xerxes. Even Xerxes would blush. Even Xerxes. I'm just joking about Xerxes. I'm joking about Xerxes. But, okay, Xerxes. All right, Xerxes. But I love the Persian Empire. So, the Persian carpets. I love it. Persian, Xerxes. I love Xerxes. But I do appreciate, I'm just joking about Xerxes. All right. Why are you getting obsessed with Xerxes? Xerxes? I like Twerxies. Yeah. Xerxes? All right, Xerxes. Look, I respect that. I respect the Persians that are overthrowing the Iranian mullahs and ayatollah. And I'm not doing it because I really care. I mean, like, I do care because I love my Iranian people. And so this is really serious, but like this is really true about my Iranian brotherhood. Sometimes I didn't speak well of the Iranians. And, but I believe that you could create a great nation again in the Persian Empire. I don't speak Farsi. I don't speak your language, but I understand where you came from. And so I'm sorry if I ever badmouth you or say anything about you. And this is diplomatically why I'm saying that is because I love you, brothers and sisters. We've always been close, so I don't want to. I don't want to mess it up, you know. So, I love you. So is that enough? Or maybe it's not enough, but I don't feel love because I was raped by Mexicans when I was a kid. So I don't feel fucking love. I don't feel hard. I'm trying to say that I wish I could feel hard for you and your plight. I wish I could feel love, but I can't. All I feel is war and pain and death. I'm sorry, but that's all I feel is rage. I apologize for that. That's my own fault. It's not your fault. I just feel pain, death, and sorrow and oblivion. That's all I've ever felt. I apologize. In your stead. The pain was too great. So I'm sorry. But if I could love, I'd have your back. So, I'm sorry for this. I'm sorry I couldn't feel. It was dread. Lord Dread. I guess it hurt. But not as much. I'm sorry. But I do love you. My freedom fighters. But I can at least feel that. I can at least feel love for my freedom people. So, sorry about that. God bless and best of success. Peace.